Yeah, so we are recording the session because we will love for our other members and the participants who are not willing or able to join us today, so we can share it with them later on. So while we are waiting for the session to unfold, may I request all of you to share a little bit of yourself in the chat box here. Take the advantage of the chat box. You can share a little bit of yourself, like which kind of work you are doing currently, like and how many years of professional experience you have. What you can also share your LinkedIn ID, and it may help us to get connected. Uh, I think to be on the time to maintain the time, we are going to start right now, and then if there is any question from anyone at any point, please feel free to leave your questions at the chat box, and we will also have a question answer session at the end. So feel free to use the chat box, and we'll try our very best to answer your queries. So again, good evening, everyone, and a very warm welcome to all of you for joining us today for the induction of our PMICP Facilitation Program 2025. It's actually a very nice pleasure, and I can see some familiar faces in the background of our president as well. It is a pleasure to see so many enthusiastic professionals here, united by the common goal, advancing excellence in construction project management. As you know, this initiative was successfully launched for the first time last year under the leadership of our chapter president, Mr. ATM Iqbal Chaudhry, and coordinated by our passionate volunteers. That also included me. The response was overwhelming, and it proved that the demand for structured learning and the shared experiences and professional growth in construction project management is stronger than ever. The construction industry is actually one of the most evolving and dynamic fields. It requires not only the technical expertise, but also the structured project management knowledge to navigate the challenges such as risks, stakeholder expectations, environment concerns, resource constraints, the list can go on and on. As the saying goes, knowledge is power, and knowledge applied with discipline can be quite a resourceful tool. Yeah, we have more people coming in. So this study group is not just about preparing for a certification or just for an exam. It's about learning together. We are going to share some real world stories. We will discuss a lot of concepts, a lot of new tools, how to manage these and that, a lot of risk and expectations. We are fortunately have 5 experienced facilitators for this year's session. All of us, including me, are PMICP certified professionals who are bringing them with rich industry knowledge and experience as well. I encourage you all to actively engage, ask questions, and contribute your own experience in the chat box. And you are also welcome to ask your questions in the end at the Q&A session. So
Madam,
just to be...
can you share your slide deck, please? Can you share your slide deck?
Sorry?
Can you share your presentation?
We are going to start. I'll share the presentation in a minute. Thank you. Don't worry. So I'll share my slide with you, all of you. And I was about to say that on this note, I will like to invite our chapter president in few minutes to give us his welcome note today. But before that, let me share my presentation. Yeah. So here are the slides. As I have already explained, I'm the moderator. So this is just what's going to happen today. In the beginning, we will have our president's welcome speech. After that, the keynote address by Ricardo. We will have a PMICP facilitation program structure, which is going to unfold in next couple of months. And our own, one of our own from the chapter, Fayaz Firoz, he will be presenting us on that one. We will also have an experience session, sharing session for with all the panelists, and the Q&A session. Panelists will all welcome all of you to give your questions, and we'll try our best to answer. And I'll close the session by 8:30 today. So, just before we jump into the welcome note, this is something that I was just explaining a few minutes ago, that we started this program last year. So we had a panel discussion, and which was named as Blueprint for PMICP, the strategies, course insights, and exam tips. So that time also I was involved, and our Hafiz Al Vasad Bhai and Ayazuddin Ahmed Bhai, including our President Iqbal Chaudhry, we were all working together at that time as well. And I'm very happy to say that they're back with us this year, and we have more resources this year as well. So thank you everyone for last year and this year as well. So this is my cue to welcome our dear Iqbal Chaudhry Bhai to provide us his welcome note for this session. Thank you, Iqbal Bhai. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Noinappa, for wonderful introduction. So, good evening, dear participants and distinguished visitors of PMICP program and our special guest, Mr. Ricardo. So, on behalf of PMI Bangladesh chapter, it is my great pleasure to welcome you all to this inauguration program of PMICP. So, as many of you know, PMI Bangladesh chapter has been driving numerous impactful activities, professional development sessions, meaningful mentoring say program, symposium, corporate and academic outreach. So many programs we are conducting. So all aimed at advancing the project economy in Bangladesh. Among these initiatives, the PMICP program has been one of our proudest achievements so far. So last year, uh, we successfully conducted this program for the first time, and a total of 7 participants enrolled. And I am pleased to share that the outcome was remarkable. Out of them, 3 participants set for the PMICP certification exam, and all 3 passed successfully. So, giving us a 100% success record. So, what makes this even more special is that this year program is that 2 of those successful candidates are now serving as the facilitators for this year's program, which creates a cycle of knowledge sharing and leadership growth within our community. And this year, we are thrilled to see even greater enthusiasm and a higher number of participation joining us. And it reflects not only the value of PMICP certification, but also the confidence professional have in PMI Bangla chapters, ability to deliver world-class program. So yes, I encourage each of the participants to this session to join this program and take the first step toward earning one of the most in-demand construction certification uh, in the world, launched by PMI, Project Management Institute. And the PMI certification is not only strengthens your professional capability, but also positions you as a leader in the driving modern, efficient, and sustainable construction practice. So this is your opportunity to stand out, add global value to your career, and contribute meaningfully to the future of Bangladesh construction industry. So thank you all for being with us today. Let us begin this show with a renewed energy and commitment to excellence. Thank you very much. Over to you, Noinapa.
Thank you, Iqbal Bhai. That was actually a very insightful welcome note. I am. It is a great opportunity for all the construction industry professionals in Bangladesh to take this opportunity to enhance their knowledge and share their experience with the other fellow people in the same industry and get a quite wonderful, world-class opportunity to get their knowledge accustomed to as a PMICP. So yes, thank you for that. Now let me welcome our keynote speaker. Before I jump into that, I was planning to share something with everyone, but unfortunately, that I haven't done. But let me do a little bit for our keynote speaker, Ricardo McLeman. And Ricardo, please feel free to let me know if if I'm pronouncing your surname not in a right way. So Ricardo is a senior strategic marketing and partnership expert with over 22 years of international experience in financial services, development projects, and nonprofit sector. Experience of working in a range of multinational environments. Country experience includes Canada, Guyana, Caribbean, USA, Belgium, and the Philippines. He's a certified PPP professional, project management professional, PMP, and as per LinkedIn, Ricardo is also a PhD candidate. It will be great to know that what kind of research work Ricardo is currently involved in. Obviously, something with project management, but that's for another day. Let me welcome on the stage for the keynote speaker, as the keynote speaker of today, Ricardo. Ricardo, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Noreen. Thank you very much to the team for inviting me. As I said in the very beginning, if you were here, I'm actually in Kigali, Rwanda for the GSS Global Summit Series Africa, and I stopped what I was doing to make sure that I'm here. So it speaks to the importance. And congratulations to the team for organizing another session, study session of Bangladesh professionals to pursue the PMICP. I also challenged the president that, these study sessions are sort of one-off, and I would love for us to organize ourselves into a community of practice in Bangladesh, that we can go beyond the study session and really make an impact on the industry, the construction industry. So I challenge the group, as the study group that will start, to organize yourselves into, the cohort of PMICP and people who are not PMICP and who are interested, to really think about how we can impact the construction sector in Bangladesh. So yeah, and best of luck to the group that will be a part of this cohort to study for the PMICP. We're here to support you. Let us know what we can do. I will sort of share just a quick presentation on PMICP, just as a refresher for those who may have known about it, and those who don't, then it's new information for you. And I really would like us to have an engaging session, so I wouldn't spend too much time there. I'd love for us to have more questions, more comments, so that we have a really sharing session. And as it's indicated, the PMICP is a sort of a strategic solution for construction excellence. We think it's more than a certification. It's really a commitment of excellence in the construction sector, both in terms of upskilling and doing new things and bringing the latest and greatest technology to the sector. And that's what the PMICP is hoping to achieve. So you know some of these statistics already. Why is this important? Why the construction industry needs a shift now? At the moment, the construction sector faces a major skills gap. Not only is the current cohort of construction professionals more on the retirement side, so are older set of professionals, and therefore will require a whole lot of people to fill that gap. But in order to project where we need to go, and here McKinsey talks about having about $70 trillion in investment. That's what it's committed until about 2035. So our current needs as well as our future needs really require us to think differently about how we approach skills within the construction sector. The construction sector, as Noreen mentioned, also is one of the most important industries in the world, representing about 30% of global GDP. It is also one of the most inefficient, unfortunately, where we're seeing about a 40% loss for construction projects. And as I alluded to earlier, the skills shortage is only worsening. It's not getting better. So as professionals, we're really in the right industry for this moment, as well as we need to encourage more people to join in order to be able to satisfy the need that's growing in the sector. 72% of construction projects experience delays, and this is from our Pulse of the Profession survey. About 73% of projects are over budget, and for most of you in the sector, this is not news. This is something you experience on a daily basis. 70% of project professionals experience scope creep, and for every $1 billion spent in the construction sector, it's estimated that about 127 million of that is wasted. If my math serves me right, what is that? At least about 20% waste. So the PMICP certification is sort of this transformative lever to address some of these issues that we identified. So we like to say that the PMICP was developed by the industry for the industry. So this certification was born out of a consultation with some of the biggest names in the construction industry, and really identifying what are the key pain points that the industry faces. And then the program was designed to address these shortcomings. DPR Construction, BHP, US Department of Energy, Petronas, Lean Construction Industry Institute, we have the Construction Industry Institute, Jacobs, Saudi Aramco, L&T. Some of these names you will recognize that were part of the initial development of the PMICP program. So we have 7 critical pain points that were identified. And as you will notice, the modules were designed in 7 buckets to respond to each of these. So ineffective communication, that is sort of the hallmark of failure in most projects, not only construction, but really it's pervasive in all of project management. If we can solve the communications issues that exist, I think we'll tackle about 50% of the issues that exist in projects. But ineffective communication is one of the key elements that was identified, and therefore we have the communications in construction module that responds to that. Innovation and technology adoption, poor procurement processes, lack of standardized performance measurements, changes in project requirements, scope creep, interface management, and understanding how various elements of a project sort of communicate and address each other and have those handoffs as well, and poor design and execution. These will be familiar if you know about the modules, how they respond to some of these pain points. The PMICP is really a competitive advantage, really trying to respond to some of these issues that were identified, trying to get projects to be on budget, on time, within scope, or at least reduce the scope creep that currently exists. sort of making sure that we also look at deadlines and making sure that we address the scope at the very beginning so that you could have the end product. So spend a lot of time on the planning elements so that the execution will be much more efficient. Resource smart and mistake proof. Well, mistake avoid as small mistake as possible. So as I mentioned, the 4 foundational courses of the PMICP are the construction project communication, construction interface management, construction scope and change order management, and construction contract and risk management. Those form part of the PMICP. And then you have the 3 advanced courses, which will give you the designation of PMISCP. And those are the construction performance and materials management, construction technology and innovation, and construction execution planning. The prerequisites is 36 months of or 3 years of experience within construction or related sectors to construction, completion of the 4 foundational modules that I mentioned earlier, and then you are sort of qualified to apply for the exam. After that, then you write the exam, which is 120 questions over 230 minutes, delivered both online and in person. So you can offer to write the exam proctored online, or you can find an exam center nearest to you to do the exam. What's new? And this is not that new. We launched in collaboration with Oracle, the Digital Construction Practitioner course. And this is really looking at how to adopt digital technologies, digital processes within construction projects. We also launched AI in infrastructure course that's available for free as a member. And you have PDUs associated with it. It's how to adopt AI in infrastructure and construction projects, and really learning from some of the use cases that are delivered there in that course. The case for PMICP and early success. As I mentioned, it's really an investment in your development, in your career development, whether you want to pursue something greater or leverage the certification globally, because it's a globally recognized certification that you can be able to offer construction or go after jobs globally once you have the certification. But we have some, excuse me, early success. In Saudi Arabia, for example, the Human Resource Development Fund recognizes PMICP as one of the strategic qualifications for citizens of Saudi Arabia, and are offering 100% refund for any citizen that takes the PMICP, both the learning and the exam. In Saudi as well, we have the endorsement of the Saudi Contractors Authority, and they are an ATP themselves, an authorized training partner, providing training for their contractors, member contractor organizations. From the Ministry of Works in Bahrain, they've now rolled it out to their infrastructure staff and are training their staff for the PMICP. It's used by the Major Transport Authority of Victoria in Australia, the MTIA, and they have piloted the PMICP to their staff as well, and rolling out as part of their development projects. In South Africa, and this is one we're very proud of, is SACP-CMP, which is the South Africa Construction Industry Regulatory Authority. This is the industry that's mandated by the government for regulating the construction industry. They went out to the market and assessed all of the offerings that were out there and came up with the PMICP as the standard for the construction industry in South Africa. And they're actually taking it to Parliament to make it mandatory that anybody working in construction as a project manager must have the PMICP certification, which I think is a fantastic coup as such for PMICP in South Africa. We also have the Engineering Institute of Zambia, and they're offering it to all of their constituents, and a number of other regulatory agencies that we're working with. Most exciting is the Building and Contractors Authority in Singapore that has just approved the PMICP as satisfying all of the requirements for the Building and Construction Authority, which is the regulator for the industry in Singapore. I will leave it there. As I said, I want to make sure that we have a robust conversation. Ask any questions that you have. Now is the time to do it. And I hand it back to Noreen.
Thank you, Ricardo. It was actually very detail oriented and lots of information in there. It is actually possible that some of the audience may have one or two questions for you. Will you be okay to take any question, Ricardo?
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
It's open for everybody. We have a lot of PMICP certified people, including Noreen, on this webinar. So yeah, it will be open to everybody. I would love to also hear from some of the ones who are certified in terms of how they've been able to apply what they've learned to actual projects. So that would be an interesting discussion as well.
Yeah, we do have a more formal Q&A session at the end of this whole event today.
Yeah,
But if
sure.
anybody wants to have any specific question after seeing Ricardo's presentation, you can you can unmute yourself and ask the question. I can give a couple of seconds. We can wait for it, and if not, I may have one or two questions for Ricardo. But if you don't want to jump, if you want to jump in before me, please feel free to do that.
Norinapa, I have one question to Ricardo. Hi, Ricardo, Ayaz here. My question is, I have talked with so many of my colleagues and peers across this Bangladesh. So the overall cost for PMICP is it's a bit higher side for modules and the exam. So likewise, PMP program, there is some tier of different region across the world. So is there any plan of PMI to make such kind of arrangement for PMICP?
Yeah, it's a good question. And I will assure you that the PMICP isn't even at the level it's at, it's already regionally priced. So PMI in general is pricing the products based on where you're coming from. And Bangladesh today gets the lowest level of pricing for any PMI product, including the PMICP. So you are in tier 3, and therefore you have the lowest pricing, both for the exam as well as the modules. In the tier 1 countries, it will be double the price that is being offered in Bangladesh, even at that level. Understanding that certification is really an investment, right? It's an investment in your future, and it's not necessarily inexpensive. So I believe the exam is somewhere in the vicinity of $249, if I'm not mistaken, and each of the modules will range from about 49 to some level, if I can remember the tier 3 pricing correctly. So you have 2 options to take the certification. One, you can do the e-learning and therefore self-paced, or we can go through an ATP. And I'm not sure we have ATPs in Bangladesh at the moment that are qualified to deliver it, but something we probably need to work towards in the future, having an ATP and instructor-led classroom version of the course. So at the moment, it's offered only on e-learning, and I believe that's the mode that this group will take as well.
Okay, nice to know. Thank you, Ricardo.
Yeah, I'm not sure I answered where you were going, but I wanted to say that at the moment it's already priced in tier pricing, and therefore it's the lowest price.
I don't know. I have, I mean, taken my exam last year, at the middle of last year. So I don't know the latest status. That time there was no tier system. That time pricing was same across the whole world. So maybe newly certified persons can tell if they have any tier or not. Anyway,
and we
yeah.
also have the member non-member pricing. So if you're a member,
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
getting a better
Yeah,
price.
that is common for all the certifications.
Yeah, this was newly introduced actually.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah,
That's great.
fairly
Nice to
new.
hear.
Yeah.
I have a
Anybody?
question.
Yes. Can you just introduce yourself first, please? Thank you.
I'm Tasdi Sabur. I'm a civil engineer. Actually, I'm living at Malaysia, but now I'm in Bangladesh. So I have a question to Ricardo that somewhere I saw that PMI actually aiming to set PMICP as golden standard for the construction professionals. So can you explain it for our audience here?
Yeah, it's so PMI has a number of certifications, right? A whole wide list. And we term the gold standard as our absolute highest level of quality and most important of the certifications, if I want to put it, not the specialist one. They're all important. But the PMP is the gold standard, is a gold standard certification, as well as the PMICP. Gold standard means that it comes with certain offerings. One, you will have translation in at least 8 languages. You will have, at a later stage, a study hall and practice questions. You will have some sort of publication related to it. PMICP as the newest kid on the block, we have a ways to go to get there. But it's certainly designated as one of the gold standard certifications of PMI, meaning for PMI, it is one of the most important of our certifications.
Since we are gonna move on to the next part of the session, last chance for anyone else to jump in, or I have the last question for Ricardo tonight. I guess nobody's participating on this opportunity. So Ricardo, my question was actually it's a twofold question. The first part is you have already mentioned, but this is something regarding the PMI SCP and the PMI CP. So what is PMI's current stand on it? Like, are you promoting the SCP this particular certification, or only the CP part? Like, what's the future for the SCP's one? Like, to be honest, I haven't got my badge or anything for SCP certification yet. If I'm not wrong, in Bangladesh, probably I'm actually, to be honest, I'm currently not in Bangladesh anymore. But from Bangladesh, me and Iqbal, we were the 2 people who were certified as SCP. Yeah. But I would love to, promote to the social media that I'm one of the PMI SCPs, but I haven't been able to do it. So what is PMI's stand on it? Like, are you encouraging people to be SCP or only CP?
No, absolutely. So,
hello.
Yeah.
Anybody
I just
else?
want to. But this is Fayez.
Oh, hi.
I just want to amend you that the first SCP from the entire world is from Bangladesh, Inam Ahmed Tanvir. He was the first SCP, CP and SCP both, and from Bangladesh. So Bangladesh has 3 SCP.
Yes, 3. We have 3, if I'm not wrong. Yes. So just we're going back to the question. So what is the stand of PMI on the SCP and the CP?
So PMI promotes continuous lifelong learning, right? So if the PMI CP, as you note, the additional 3 modules still address some of the key pain points of the industry, key ones. And so after you're finished with the PMICP, as you note, if you were here earlier, when we launched the PMICP, it was all 7 courses. And we received feedback from the industry that it was a bit much to study all 7 modules. The questions were very difficult. It took too much time and too much resources to get there. So we came up with this new structure where we have a 2-tiered system. First, you have the PMICP. It is not necessarily a lower level and a higher level. It's just a continuation. So the PMI-SCP is a designation that you must have attained the PMI-CP and the additional 3 advanced courses to be qualified or to be designated as PMI-SCP.
Okay, so I'm taking that it can be a forwarding, like a follow-up kind of action.
Absolutely, the next
Yeah,
level.
a CP can take it. So the next level thing. Okay, so
Yeah.
that's something that you are possibly going to encourage at the later time after people start getting accustomed with the PMICP certification. Okay,
Precisely.
That's a good point. That's a good point. My last question for you tonight is that there are always a lot of volunteering opportunities for in the PMI, the websites. So for the PMI CP, who are already certified as the CP or the SCP, like is PMI currently thinking of any potential volunteering opportunity that is how they can actually interact with the construction industry in some way?
Yeah, absolutely. As you know, we have the ambassador program, and Iqbal is an ambassador of Bangladesh, where people from the chapter, as part of the construction industry, are helping us to advocate in the market. But that's why I was saying earlier, it's important that we form ourselves into a community of practice. And there you have many opportunities to really see how you can impact the industry in Bangladesh. So, you yourself as organizing yourselves to be able to have content, have presentations, bring in speakers, etc., to really engage with and bringing the latest and greatest that's happening in the industry to inform folks in the chapter as well as outside of the chapter. So I would say let's start with that. And then there are many opportunities within the community of practice that people can do to volunteer. But if you also are interested in the ambassador program, then reach out. We can talk about how that could be done. There is a lot of work still to be done in Bangladesh, so there's always volunteering opportunities.
Okay, that's great to know. And I'm sure the participants would have loved to know that how they can contribute as well for in the volunteer as a volunteer capacity. So thank you, Ricardo, so much. And we will move on to the next step, but I cannot thank you enough for the great contribution and the great insights you always share with us, especially the industry professionals of Bangladesh. Thank you
You're
so
welcome.
much. So we are moving on. I'm going back to sharing my screen. Just bear with me 1 second. Yeah. So now we are back to 2025, the facilitation program. We are going to have for the construction professionals of Bangladesh who are aspiring to become a PMICP at some point in their career, hopefully this year or next year. So for this year, we have 5 facilitators. Last year, when we started, it was as Faiz Firoz was just mentioning that there are currently 3 PMI SCPs in Bangladesh. So I believe I'm the second one, and the first one. Sorry, unfortunately, I'm skipping his name at this moment. I'm not currently remembering, but that's not the important point. The important point was that we started this journey last year so that more people can be we can bring together, and then we can all share our knowledge together, lessons, and then we can all start becoming PMICP and take our knowledge and experience to the global standard level. So this year, I'm extremely feeling proud, and this is a wonderful facilitator session we are going to have this year, which will start from next month, and we'll talk about in detail in next couple of minutes. But let me introduce you to our facilitator panel this year. So we are starting with Hafiz Al Assad, Azuddin Ahmed, myself, Noreen Lala, Fayaz Firoz, and Tasdeed Sabur. I'll give a bit of more details on this whole panel in a few minutes. And how I'm feeling extremely proud because all five of us are PMICP certified. And through this year's session, we are hoping the more people who will be joining us as part of this study group and the facilitation program, we will have even more PMICP with us for the next year. So let me start first starting the, I'm going to introduce Fayaz Firoz here, and I'm going to give a bit of introduction on everyone. So Fayaz Firoz, he's a project management specialist. He's currently working with the Dhaka Sylhet Corridor Road Investment Project, ADB funded. He has more than 17 years of professional experience, and he's a BSc Civil Engineer graduate from RUET, Rajshahi University Engineering Technology Department University. Next, we have with us Muhammad Hafiz Al Assad. He is a PMP, PMICP, and also CACM. Give me a few seconds. Yes, I'll tell you guys a little bit about his achievements. Mr. Hafiz Al Assad Bhai, he's a Chief Project Management Officer at Shanta Holdings Limited. You are probably all aware of this is a highly reputable real estate company in Bangladesh. He has over 25 years of professional experience, and he has managed more than 100 engineering projects in both private and government sectors. He has an MBA in addition to his BSc in civil engineering from MIST degrees. Next, we have with us SM Ayazuddin Ahmed. He is also a PMP and a PMICP. So Mr. Ayaz has spent almost more than 13 plus years of different multinational companies he has been working with, as currently working as the head of asset management at Grameenphone. And he has also worked with multinational companies like Nestle, BD, and Parfait Van Mal. He has completed his PMP in 2018 and PMICP in 2024. He is a mechanical engineering background and also completed his MBA from NSU. Next, we have Tasdeed Sabur Tofa. So Tasdeed he's currently working as a CEO with the S Cube Design and Development Organization. It's based in Chittagong. It's a real estate developer. He also has more than 16 years of experience. He's also a civil engineering bachelor degree from SUST, and his master's in project management and construction from Malaysia. And last of all, you also have me, Noreen Lala. I'm a PMP, PMISCP, and also a professional engineer certification. I have more than 16 years of professional experience of working with multi different infrastructure projects, especially the public infrastructure projects. I have started working as a consultant, and I'm working more in the client side project management for infrastructure projects. Currently, I'm not based in Bangladesh. I'm working with the NSW state government as a senior project officer for infrastructure. So now let me welcome Fayaz Firoz to say a few, he will present few slides about how this PMICP facilitation program for 2000 program, we are envisioning the whole structure. He will tell us, he will give us a bit of the flow chart, how, what are the steps, how it's going to unfold in the next couple of the next couple of days, and we will be having a bit of more discussion. I'll try to summarize his slides at the end as well. And as discussed before, you are very much welcome to leave your questions in the chat box. And I may like to remind all of you, or just request you all, that since you are all interested in the construction professional certification, please, there is a message from Ricardo in the chat box. He has requested everyone to join it. There is a LinkedIn group, PMICP professional group. So please feel free to join the group. There are always some news and insights in the group, and it may be very helpful for you as well. So I'm gonna leave the floor to Fayaz Firoz now. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen. Please share your screen, Fayaz, so that we can start seeing about the PMICP facilitation program structure for this year.
Okay. Thank you, Norinapa, for giving me the opportunity to discuss about the facilitation program. I'm going to share some slide with you. Is my slide visible?
Yes.
White background?
Yes,
Okay.
completely white.
Last year, already you have already noted that last year we also PMI also arranged a facilitation program. From that experience, we in this year we improvised a lot. So first, I'm going to tell. Already Ricardo mentioned it, but again I tell. PMI CP. This certification contains 4 learning modules. This 4 learning module have 30 chapters, and 30 chapters have 94 sections. And these 4 learning modules are construction project communications. All these 4 modules are e-learning session and self. That's why it's self-paced. So first of all, construction project communication, which price is $139 for Bangladesh, and this is for if you have membership. If you don't have membership, then it will cost $174. And these learning modules have an exam at the end of this module. So this exam is very easy, 30 questions and no time limit. So you have to pass it, 80% score required to pass. That means you have to correct 24 questions. Then rest 3 modules are construction interface management, $69. Scope and change order management, that's also $69, and construction contract and risk management. So rest 3 more learning modules are $69. And our membership fees is for new member $120 per year, and for old member it is $110. So in order to appear in the CP exam, you have to purchase all these 4 courses and complete it. Now I'm going to discuss how we proceed the facilitation program. Already you checked in your chat box that we share a link, that is a UI link. First, those who are interested to pursue CP, you have to fill up this form and submit this expression of interest. Then based on this submission, we arrange another session with the interested participant, that is probably 20, sorry, the deadline of UI submission is 23 August, this month, only 1 week. And then 30 August, we arrange a session with interested participants where we unfold the entire facilitation program. After the session, you have to pay registration fees and purchase the first course, that is construction communication. So registration fees is 3,000 taka and course fees $139 if you have membership. So you have do both, do registration and purchase the course and send us the receipt as evidence. Then we form a WhatsApp group based on the those who are registered. And this WhatsApp group, we are all five facilitator and the interested participants who will be present. And there, the facilitators assign the topic to each team member. Topic means the 94 sections. So it depends on the how much participants or participants we have. So if a few participants, then more topic will be assigned to them. If more participants, then less topic will be assigned. So then each person or group need to take preparation for presentation. Here, one thing, presentation doesn't mean you have to prepare a PowerPoint slide. You can also, you can take a screenshot from the e-learning course and give it a presentation. The main concept is you have to demonstrate or make others to understand what the topic is. So then after every 2 weeks, we arrange a session, and next session, our facilitator will facilitate the session, and we have to give presentation on that. And after Hall's presentation, then the facilitator fill the knowledge gap or what I say. If anyone have misconception or facilitator think this need to elaborate more, he will do that. So in this way, we arrange the facilitation session. Now I'm going to share our schedule. It will be more helpful for you to understand the program.
Can you make
So
it you zoom in a little bit more? Like it's really hard to read.
is it
Little
now
bit more,
visible? Legible?
a little bit more.
Is it
Yeah,
okay now?
much better. Yeah, much
Okay.
better. Yeah, thank you.
So this is our 4 course module: construction, project communication, interface management. And our first session will held 20th September. Uh, the construction project communication has 10 chapters. So on 20th September, first two chapter will be discussed, and first two chapter has seven, 4 and 3, 7 sections. So here, if suppose we got 7 participants, so each participant present one section. So each section have 2 to 12, uh, vary on the topic side. So slide in the e-learning course. So this is the protocol. Every person or group, they have to take preparation on this section and give a presentation or demonstration on 20th September. And this session will be facilitated by our Hafiz Al Asad Bhai. These two sessions, 20th September and 4th October. These two sessions, he covered 7 topics and 14 or 15 sections. In this way, every 2 weeks interval, we arrange a session. And in this way, this facilitation session will continue till 24th January 2026. So this is the entire our study program plan.
Okay. Thank you,
So,
Faiz
Norina,
Bhai. Yeah. Thank you so much. If you just can just stay there for 1 minute, I'll just try to summarize a little bit for everyone, and then we'll move on to the next part. So, as Faiz Bhai just tried to explain to us, like how we are envisioning this program to unfold, is that we don't want you to we want you to understand that this is not a tutoring group. So it's not going to be a training session either. So it is very important to understand that for PMP in Bangladesh, we have ATPs, the authorized training partners, and they are helping us to understand all the concepts. And then we are doing our own studies, and then we are participating in the exams and getting certified as PMP. In this case, for PMICP in Bangladesh, currently there is no ATP offering any kind of training courses, if I'm not wrong. So the other options we are thinking, or how we have so far done, Fayaz has not mentioned this, but the last year study group we had, and he was one of the participators, and Fayaz Bhai and also Tasdeed. So these two are our successful people from the group who has uh, set for the exam, and they also got certified at their first attempt. So the whole idea is that we are holding your hands. We are not gonna be able to offer you a proper training session. In this case, what I mean by proper training session is that we are not gonna go just like the training trainers, like every session we are not gonna teach you. The idea is that you will be going through these particular sections of this particular modules. We will try to possibly form groups among you so that you can work together as a group, go through the topics by yourself in your group, and then how we are going to help you is that we will discuss those chapters with you. So you come back to us and tell us, like, what is this exactly, how is this talking, but this is how not my experience is being aligned, or I'm finding it difficult to connect it with my so far understanding, or something like that. I'm just giving you a very high level scenario. And this is where we come in. This is where Hafiz Bhai, this is where Ayaz Bhai, me, and Fayaz, Firoz, and Tasdeed, we will come, and then we will help you to connect those dots. I think there is a very interesting question in the chat box from Mahmoud Riyaz, is that Bangladesh is still very much behind adopting or recognizing PMP in the job or service sector, but with PMICP, how we are going to connect the dots, the service landscape at both government and corporate levels. It's a very interesting, and it has to be honest, how I see this is that first, not at the job sector, first we need to connect these dots, how the global standard is, where is my knowledge at this moment as a construction professional, and then how we can enrich ourselves to that level, so that job market will get there at some point, but we have to get ourselves there as well, because we need to be good enough, or we need to be qualified for the market to take it to that level, to the global standard. At So just coming back, we
Nuripa,
are sorry, yes, Hafiz bhai.
can I just interfere for a second?
Not interference, you are jumping in to clarify.
Yeah, yeah,
You are very
yeah.
much welcome to do it. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Only on this particular point, what I would like to add that many people are having idea that even the job market, or even the corporate sector, or in the even government sector, uh, even PMP is not that much established. And what about the PMICP? That was the question from the participant. I would like to just add, in the Shanta Holdings Limited, in last 1 year, actually, we made sure that total 52 engineers, 52 numbers of engineers completed their PMP training. And we are running a extensive mentoring session, and we expect that at least 10 to 15 will be certified by the year. That is the ambition. So similar way, actually, PMICP and other certifications are going forward. Actually, what we need to see or look that how the industry is moving, and how the how we are getting ourselves adapted with the knowledge, and trying to adopt those in our day-to-day life practices. So things are moving on. Actually, it's us who will have to catch up. That's my 2 cents.
Yeah,
On
thank you, Hafiz bhai.
just to add with Hafiz Bhai, on that point, that uh, in my perspective, certification like PMI or PMICP is not only for selling in the job market. So coming out from that perspective, if you think in that way, that these here the way of working, the tools needs to be used in different kind of projects, you can learn from these certifications. So while you start using these tools within your network, within your organization, your way of work, your way of communicating will improve, and that will give you an extra edge. So just only thinking in a linear path to sell this certification, we can think in that way also to take this course.
Thank you, Asbai.
Okay.
So, just to move on, the whole idea, we will be, I have two more times dates for all of you. The idea is that at this point, we are sharing the EOI for this particular facilitation program to all the interested people in the chat box. I am quite confident that you'll be getting an email from PMI Bangladesh chapter, the director member, or uh, okay, someone, I'm not 100% sure at this moment from whom, but you'll get an email where you'll have the link. And idea is that you will fill up the form, and then you let know the PMI Bangladesh chapter that you were gonna participate. I think there was another question that what will be the fee for this program. So there is a very nominal fee, which is gonna be 3,000 taka for the PMI Bangladesh chapter members, and that is excluding the module fees that you have to purchase, but that is you have to manage on your own. This is for being part of this prestigious program of PMI Bangladesh chapter, where we are gonna be with you every step of the way, and hopefully until you actually go for the exam. So that is how we have done last year. We are fully hoping to do it for you this year as well. So, and for the non PMI Bangladesh chapter member, there is another fee. So that's something we can discuss at the next session. So the deadline is 23rd of August, and we will have another session on 30th of August. So that day we will have a complete overview of the facilitation program, and we will discuss in detail every details of this particular table that Fayaz Firoz just showed you. So just an overview that for last year, what we have done is that we have done 5 sessions altogether. So there were 2 for procurement, contract, and risk, and one for communication, one for interface, and remind me again, Fayaz, by what was the other one? Communication.
Scope and change order management. Scope and change order management.
Scope and change management. So we have done 5 sessions last year, and our participants, which also included Tasdeed Bhai and Fayaz Bhai. So we have talked about this later on. We thought that we need more sessions to explain all the concepts in much more detail. So this year, we are gonna provide you a 10 session for this whole 4 module course, and the 5 of us are volunteering for this particular program. And as we just provided you all the details about this all of us, so you can understand that we are all volunteering for you to become more confident as a leader in construction industry, and in project management as well. So I'm gonna thank Faiz Bhai here, and I'll start share my screen again. Faiz Bhai, if you can stop sharing your screen.
Okay.
Thank you. So here comes the interesting part, and I am gonna be very honest with you that we have all these extremely talented people we have today. Fayaz Bhai, Ayaz Bhai, Hafiz Bhai, and Tasdeep Bhai. I'm not going to call myself talented much, but I try to work hard. So, all 5 of us are here today. I'll be asking some questions to them so that you can understand how this whole journey, the experience, they will share their experiences, and it may help you to understand why PMICP, what to do with this. Like, to be honest, what do we do with it? Like, we already, most of us are PMP here. So, and then how the journey was, how they have done it, how they have achieved it, how is life after PMICP. So there will be some questions from my end, and after that I'll also feel very well. I would also like to welcome all of you to have your questions as well. And there are a few questions already in the chat box, but please feel free to keep pushing your questions over there. So my first question, give me a second. I'll just pull it up from my list of questions here. Okay. So my first question today is towards Hafiz Bhai. Hafiz Bhai, based on your exam experience, could you kindly share some effective strategies and tips on how to prepare? This will also answer one of the questions in our chat box, like uh, what's the time length do we need for passing this exam? How many months of preparation, training, and everything, including the cost and any other tips you may have.
All right.
Hafiz, yeah.
Thank you, Norapa. Can I just share my slide
Yes,
screen?
give me one sec. I'll stop sharing. Yes, please go ahead.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. So this is a very pertinent question, man. Currently, we are seeing that almost 33 plus, excluding the facilitators, 33 aspirants are watching this show. So the question is actually exam preparation is strategies and tips. So if I want to share some exam preparation strategy and tips, actually I could summarize in basically in um, five tips. First of all, actually all of us know that we need to complete the four e-learning courses. And once we complete the e-learning courses, actually then starts the revision part of the courses. So there we got to master the key concepts. I will just share some screens on the key concepts, and then actually get to learn some tools and techniques, which is being discussed throughout the four modules. And then we familiarize with key processes, and then we start with the mock exams. So we start with the e-learning courses, key concepts, focusing on key concepts, tools and techniques, key process, and finally mock exam and the main exam. So if I talk about the e-learning courses, by this time all of us know that these are the four e-learning courses: communications, scope and change order management, contract and risk management, and interface management. And then actually, while we complete these four courses, some strategies, if I talk about deep dive into each module, and then practice the end chapter mock exams very thoroughly, and listen very in depth the audio narrations in the modules, because whatever is shown in the slide, you will get more insights in the audio narration. So while you complete the course, focus on the audio narrations in more deeply. And at the end of the courses, you will get some downloadable PDF files. So you also review those. And then once you complete the four modules at least once, then we focus on the master key concepts. So I just put down some key concepts together, like difference between request for tender and request for proposal, RFP and RFT, contract clauses, tendering and proposal processes, and project delivery methods, and standard forms of conduct. All of these are related to procurement management, contract and procurement management. And then contract payment structures, contract award methods, contract risk, and risk mitigation strategies, Monte Carlo simulation and Delphi techniques, claims and change orders, impact of project delivery methods, dispute resolution methods, and effect. And from the communication, actually, what are the communication effective strategies, feedback loops, stakeholder management matrix, project governance, conditions of satisfactions, PDCA, A3 problem solving models, PMI's principles. Some big room approaches around value management, value engineering, target value delivery, VR, virtual reality, and augmented reality, building information modeling. Very interesting topic. Scope management technologies, interface management, particularly the differences between the interface manager and interface coordinators, and interface tools. And once you complete these key concepts, and then actually what I did, actually I focused on the tools and techniques, few of the tools and techniques, like for example, PDRI is a very renowned tools, and project delivery and content strategy, PDCS tools, compass diagnostic tools, business objective and performance outcome definition tools, target value delivery, TVD tools, interface management maturity model tool, interface management specific tool, PIRI matrix, and ICAT matrix. These, and once you complete with the tools and techniques, then you familiarize with the key processes. So there are very specialized processes, like for example, contract lifecycle management process, risk management process, claim management process, and commitment based management framework process, PDRI process, and change management, interface management, stages of maturity, interface management implementation process, and this process for qualified people and practitioners and sustaining culture. So in this way, there are specific few processes which we need to focus. So once we complete these 4 modules, then key concepts, then tools and techniques, then the key processes, then actually we start facing the mock exams. I particularly followed this way. And once you are confident, so we can see these processes in a very short free form. Like for example, you complete e-learning courses, and once you complete that, you complete micro-credential exam for communication management, and then you master the key concepts, then you complete tools and techniques process, and then give mock exams. And after giving the mock exam, you find out or identify the weak and spots and strengthen those concepts, specific concepts, like specific weaknesses. And then you complete the application and schedule the exam, sit for the exam, and you pass and you celebrate success. So very five in a very nutshell. I planned and then I moved. My timeline was actually 3 months. So you need to set a time frame, whether you target for 3 months or 4 months or 5 months, and then dream to achieve. Stay focused, and that's why actually we are conducting this facilitation program and trying to help you out, and then finally you achieve success. Actually, that was all from my side about.
Thank you so much, Hafiz Bhai. Hafiz Bhai actually has done I would say he was very focused and he was diligent and he completed everything in a very short time frame. Um, he showed us that it is possible to do it in 3 months time. I would have personally I should have taken probably 6 months. Unfortunately, I have taken much longer than that. But I may have set a record from the other side, like from the longest record holder, but he may have done it, like he has shown us that it is possible in 3 months time as well. So it actually depends on your discipline. It depends on your focus. It depends on your availability of time. After we have so many engagements with our profession, with our families, emergency situations, so it depends on us how much time we can need. So that can vary from person to person. So we are going to go to the next question, which is to Ayaz Bhai. While studying, how did you internalize? Like we already have seen that there are so many things. There are 4 modules and there are so many concepts, so many new tools, new approaches. So how did you internalize all the concepts? How did you make the connection to your own already experience on your experience in the field?
Thank you, Naurinapa. Thanks for giving me the floor. Before I answer your question, here is a one question comes up in the chat box, that will this material be available? So on that text. I am just giving you reply. This material is not actually accessible without any other platform than PMI. When you purchase these courses, you can get the access only, and there is no PPT to be downloadable from that platform. Whenever you are going to study, you just go to that platform and you start studying. So these are not available without purchasing. So now coming into the question of you, Manorinapa, how do I internalize these questions? Yes, it's a very comprehensive contents on this PMICP journey. All the modules are very comprehensive in nature, and at the same time, I also would like to say that these are very crispy in nature. The very gist of this on those topics. So when I start studying on those topics, every time I try to uh, connect it with my current practices of my day-to-day life, day-to-day project management approaches, and try to figure out where is the gap between the standards and the way I am following up. So and then I try to make one mechanism in which I can just reconcile that knowledge in my project management approach. So because there are so many new topics are there, and so many new frameworks, classifications, tools and techniques are there. So without understanding the concept, you cannot move on actually. So understanding the key concept of each and every tools, techniques and way of work is very important in nature. For example, there are interface management. One module is there, interface management. So you need to connect it in your current practices, how you actually follow these kind of practices within your regular project management activities. So what I felt that gives me a benefit, my organizations I was working with. So there are so many practices those I have already been familiar beforehand. I use this platform, like for example Nestle has a so robust project management approaches. So every time I try to connect, pull out my experiences there in that particular segment, how we are doing, how we are following up that particular segment, and connect it with these tools and techniques of these four contents. So this way actually I try to internalize the concept, because understanding the concept is very important. Until unless you understand the concept, it will be difficult for you to solve the cases that will pop up in your skin at the end of every segment of your course.
Thank you,
So
Asbai.
thank you.
So yeah, so just to add to what you just mentioned, that we all need to understand that PMICP question, the questions for the exams are all going to be conceptual. So all we first and foremost, we need to understand the concepts. We need to understand how the concept can be translated into real life actions. It doesn't actually matter that you are currently doing it now, but there is a gap, that you should be doing something as per the standard, and there is something that you are probably already doing, but there is possibly a gap. So these lessons, this knowledge can actually help you identify those gaps, and then you can start building up on it, and then that is how you start connecting the dots. Thank you as well for your wonderful expression of
Thank
how
you.
how we have internalized the concepts. So the
Thank you.
next question is, you're welcome. So your next question is towards Fayaz Pai, Fayaz Firoz, that if I'm not wrong, possibly if I can go back maybe 10 years, 12 years back, that's probably when PMP as a certification started being popular in Bangladesh. So before 10 or 12 years, I'm doubtful like how many people actually heard of PMP as a certification. So then the era started, and then we started becoming interested and knowing about this new certification and project management, and then we started becoming PMP. So all of this panelist, this facilitators here today, we are all PMP. And on top of that, we also became PMICP. So we added more flavor to our already complicated life. The question towards Fayaz Firoz now is that you become a PMP. We all understand that. I'm asking this on behalf of the audience. So what made you decide to try for becoming a PMICP?
Oh, well, PMP, this is my understanding. PMP give a enter framework for project management, but this is a little bit generic. This is applicable for all sort of project. But after being PMP, I am searching such type of tools which is more compatible with construction industry. And when I go through the CP, and I really what I say get satisfied that it deliver our needs. Suppose, say for example, in PMP, if PMP says they lock the scope, then go for further plan. But how can I understand the scope is locked? How can I measure? So PMI CP give that tools, PDRI rating that if we use PDRI rating, we can assess the scope sufficiency. Another example is like communication monitoring. PMI says you need to monitor the communication. Then I thought, how can I monitor the communication? What is the tools or how can I measure its effectiveness? Then in CP, I found that answer. CP suggests compass diagnostic tools. By using this, you can assess your communication effectiveness. And some another tools which is particularly compatible for construction, like big room, like project governance. Project governance is very much important in construction project because lots of people are involved. In IT project, normally few people are engaged, but in a normal construction, lots of people are engaged in there. So governance is very important aspects. So this aspect is not very detailed discussed in PMP, which I found in Sydney, that governance. And another thing is the most important thing is contract. PMP discuss about procurement. When you team does not have capability, you need to procure. So then in PMP, some process of procurement was discussed. But when I procure from someone, or give contract, we need to form a contract with the contractor. So what is this management? This was not discussed in uh, PMP. So in construction industry, experts are what I say, the PMP not cover contract or cost or etc etc etc. So this solution I find in CP, that CP very detailed discuss about the contract, claim, dispute, which is very common in construction industry. So I think definitely after PMP, construction professionals require this certification to enhance his construction management knowledge.
Thank you, Faiz bhai. Uh, I'll just add one or two lines here. It's that I think this is something you have said to me before, that uh, you become a general practitioner with the PMP certification. You understand about project management, but when you become a PMICP, you actually understand how you can actually implement your project management knowledge for the construction industry in a much more efficient way. So that's one of the big reasons that we decided to do PMICP certification. Thank you so much. Since we are kind of running out of time, so Tasdit Bhai, I have one question for you, but
Yes.
I'm gonna give you a bit of a run for the money. That if I ask you to, sorry about the very short
No.
timeline, I can give you maybe a minute or so. If I ask you to just highlight one or two things about PMICP, the course module, what struck you the most, and about the format of the CP exam, like Just give us some highlights, please. Like, I am not expecting any big detail explanation, just anything you can share.
Okay, thank you. Uh, I want to share the screen.
Yeah, I can see your
So
screen.
it is actually 120 marks question exam, and we get 230 minutes for that, and extra 20 minutes, two 10 minutes break. But the issue is after completing our 40 questions, we need to take our first break, and we cannot review the questions after we take the break. So after taking the break, we cannot go back to question number 1 or 2 or even 19, 39 or 40. So like this, there is two break. One is after 40 questions, another is after 80 questions. So the candidates must confirm answer before each um, they cannot get back after completing 40 or after completing the break, yeah, taking the break. So there are actually four ECO, according to ECO, exam content outline, there are four, the syllabus contains four things like contract management. It contains 50%, and it that means the 60 questions actually comes from the contract management part. And from stakeholder engagement, it is 36 questions. That means 30%. And strategy and scope management takes 18 questions. That means 15%. And the project governments, it is 5%. That means 6 questions will come from this part. So I think that these things actually, as we have no enough time, these things actually covered by Fayaz Bhai. So I don't want to explain it again.
Okay. So thank you, Tasid Bhai. That was super helpful. It was kind of like everything in one nutshell, in one slide. So since we are kind of running behind the schedule, and we are probably gonna take another 5 or more minutes to complete this event today. So before I jump into the closing part, um, may I ask, like, we do may have one or two questions in the chat box. Let me go through them. So there is one question from Shamrat Hossein. So I'll just read it through. I understand that the preparation program for PMICP will be interactive. Yes, very much so. So we must first need to buy the modules, watch the videos, and then prepare the presentation. In this case, I would like to say this is not really like a formal presentation. It's more like discussion kind of thing, that we will use some presentation like format, but it's not going to be a formal presentation. This is more for our interactions. So please don't be afraid of like preparing a big presentation or anything. Am I
Apa
correct?
just
Yes.
Yeah, Apa, just adding with you. This is just to help you out. Actually, if you feel any concept to understand where it is difficulty, that is our intention. Actually, know that a formal presentation is not that super important. You might just note down your area of concern or area of understanding difficulties, the key concepts. So those we can discuss, and we can try to clarify from our end. So don't take it that I mean there must need some formal presentation also.
Exactly. So it's not like, in a classroom, when teachers give us the lessons, and then we sometimes prepare our presentation, and then we try to prove that we have actually understood or learned that. But this is not the case with us. It's a bit different. You will come to us with your questions, with your concerns, with your the kind of where you are kind of feeling stuck, where you are feeling the challenges to understand, or are kind of trying to link. So you come to us with your challenges, and we try to help you solve those challenges. So the idea is not that we are going to judge you. we are not gonna give you marks. We are not gonna help you with your exact preparation, I would say. But what we are gonna try to do is we are gonna try to build your confidence that you actually have it in you. We'll just sharpen your knowledge, or we will try to connect the dots for you. The next part was, if so, can we include it in the training schedule that all four modules of the PMCP will be completed during this training timeline? Um, of course, because that's the whole idea. If you have seen the table that Fayaz already showed you, that we are gonna start hopefully from 20th of December, and we are possibly gonna finish by 24th of January. So it's a 4-month journey that you are gonna take with us. And this for in these 4 months, we are gonna do these 10 classes or sessions or whatever we like to call it, where you will we will actually be touching upon almost every section of these 4 modules. So from our side, yes, definitely we are going to do it. And if you are going to be diligent, and if you are going to focus, just like our Hafiz Bhai here, you can also completely go for the exam at the end. Like after finishing the whole thing with us on 24th of January, I will highly encourage you, go for the exam in February, and you'll pass the exam in flying colors. You just have to have the confidence, and we are here to give it that to you. At least the participants should be attending the mock test after this full CMP. The mock test, there are some tests currently available. We can talk about that later in the next session. So yeah, so I'm not gonna elaborate much more on that. So there is, if I there is another question. If I don't make mistake, it's just like a discussion table, is it? um I'm not exactly familiar with the term like discussion table, but it is more like when there is someone who actually has gone through the whole thing before, so they have much more idea about how PMI has actually designed the whole program, how they are about the case studies, and they will help you to make meaning to it. So if you are not being able to connect it to your regular practices or your regular understanding, or you're already the concepts or the approaches you are taking at your work, then we are going to be there to help you understand how we can possibly make the connection. So yes, kind of like a discussion table. Yes. Any other question if I'm missing there? I don't see anything. So I'm gonna go for the closing note. Since we are already over 6 minutes at this moment, kindly bear with me for another 3 or 4 minutes, and I'm hoping to finish it by 12. Sorry, it's 12 from me, but it's going to be finished by 8:40 for you. So thank you so much for joining today. Um, as we wrap up tonight's induction session, I want to sincerely thank each of you for your time, enthusiasm, and commitment to this journey. It's going to be a very, very rewarding journey, I might say. A special thanks goes to the chapter president, our keynote speaker, Ricardo, and our dedicated facilitators tonight, whose leadership and passion makes this, which is going to make this program very much possible. The industry experience and commitment to knowledge sharing, and what transforms this study group just not on as a learning program, but it's a true professional development for the community. To all the participants, remember that every great construction project begins with a strong foundation. This study group is your foundation for your success in real life, not only with the certification, but also beyond. Apply what you learn here, not only to pass an exam, but to make an impact. And as I mentioned, it will give you that extra edge in the job market. Just the certification may not help you, but this extra edge may make you very much visible to rest of your peers, your seniors, and everybody in the field, in your organization, in your society. Let me close this with a quote. There is a quote by Peter Drucker, often regarded as the father of modern management. The best way to predict the future is to create it. Together, through the knowledge and the collaboration, we will create a future where construction projects are not only delivered on time and within budget, but also make lasting contributions to our communities. Thank you so much. And I wish you all the very best for this learning journey. We look forward to seeing your active participation in the sessions ahead. And before I let you all go, may I ask all of you to turn on your camera? We will love to take a picture, which we usually love to do. And then we, yeah, and then we can just call it a, what do we call it? We can complete it with a great thumbs up. So all of us in one go, if we can see all of our video on. I don't see a lot of our video on yet. May I ask Fayaz Bhai to take the picture? Like, honestly speaking, I'm having difficulty. If we can bring everyone in one frame and then take a one good picture, if we can all do the thumbs up as well. Fayaz
It
Bhai,
is
is it
difficult
possible
to
for?
take. Now, for it's to two slide, two screen.
Ah, I
Okay,
found it.
it
It's
takes.
called gallery view. I haven't done Zoom in a very long time, so I kind of forgot how to do it. But if I
No,
could,
it is gallery view, but too much
Mhm.
participant. That's why cannot cover in a single screen.
Yeah,
However, I take a picture of two part.
yeah, you will probably need to take it one or two, three times, and then we can ask our wonderful marketing team to, put them all together and make it look like we are a big team, which we are at this point, more than 30 people. I will not call it a bad team.
Okay, picture is taken.
Thank you so much, Faiz Bhai. And I cannot thank you guys enough for bearing with us for 10 more minutes than which was already anticipated. And Ricardo, thank you so much. You take a lot of time from your very, very busy schedule. And a very good night from my end. It's almost 1 a.m. here. So thank you so much. And
Wow.
I'll see you guys soon. Take care.
Take care. Bye.
You all
Bye bye.
here. Bye.